What is good, everybody? What is good? So today's video is about Daniel Jones and why I think Daniel Jones um, will be his last year here. For one, shout out to shout out to who? Shout out to Sports Entertainer. Um, Very good New York Giant content creator. I do need to buy me some Giants gear now that the season is obviously coming. I did throw away my hat. I wish I should have kept it. But it was one of those flashing lights. It got in the water. It got into water, so I had to throw it away. You know what I'm saying? But I'm probably gonna get a one without the flashing lights. Um, but yeah. So, anyways, man, today's video is why I think Daniel Jones will have his last year here. Um, First, there's another giant YouTube creator called Pat Talk New York Giant. Horrible, horrible content creator. Um, they act like a bunch of females. First of all, especially that light skinned dude, uh, Lou. I think that's his name. That dude is very optimistic. The dude really thinks that the Giants are going to go 11-5. But it is what it is. Um, but anyways, so the reason why I think Daniel Jones is not going to be here for the long term is because he's he's what you call a bridge quarterback. And for the ones who don't know what a bridge quarterback is it's a quarterback that um, isn't really supposed to do much. You know, Daniel Jones is 27 years of age. 27. Okay. Um, Now, I'm going to see. He was picked six overall. Okay. Um, I'm going to see where the Giants could have went versus what they did do. Um, Now you could say, well, who was in that 2019 draft class? Uh, so I'm gonna read an article here, um, and it says the Giants' selection of Duke quarterback Daniel Jones with the sixth overall pick in the 2019 draft class came as a surprise to everyone. But general manager Dave Gettleman, which I have repeatedly said on my community tab, Dave Gettleman set this team back to fail. He really did. He could have gone to any direction because we still had Eli Manning. And, Eli Manning was deteriorating and he wasn't the same quarterback as he was. So we needed a spark. We needed somebody that can just come in, learn under him. And when he, retires, then that guy can come in and pick off where he left off. But to no surprise, the New York Giants to pick Daniel Jones, not with in the first round. So came as a surprise. But general manager Dave Gettleman was convinced that he was the right choice, and with the number 6 pick, he was right place to take him. He gave Gettleman's quote from his post-draft conference contains other answers the Giants fans should need regarding those questions. Gettleman was asked Thursday night why he didn't wait until the 17th, why he didn't wait why he didn't wait to pick 17 for Daniel Jones. He said he was not willing to risk that. Jones would be available on Saturday at the conclusion of the draft. He added, "It wasn't easy for me to pass up on Tucky or on a bingo." He said Saturday night at the conclusion of the draft, he added, "It wasn't easy for me to pass up a Kentucky edge rusher, Josh Allen." I don't know why they say Kentucky. Wait, for me to pass up on Kentucky edge rusher Josh Allen. Wait, there's another Josh Allen call. Okay, I thought he meant quarterback Josh Allen. For me, my background was very, very, very difficult, but I had that much. But I think that much of Daniel Jones and his future as an NFL quarterback. Bull crap. David Gettleman knew he was going to get fired, so that's why he pulled the old rabbit out of the hat trick and picked the worst quarterback in that draft class to set this team back. Okay. Dave was specifically asked about the team's grade on Daniel Jones versus Allen on Thursday night. First of all, it was legal for guys to have the same grade, he said. So when we set up our horizontal, they were on the same line. Given Gettleman's history of selecting defensive players in the front seven who can affect the quarterback, and this constant refrain that a team cannot reach that a team cannot reach for a quarterback speaks volumes. He passed on the quarterback in 2018 draft for the very same reason that Saquon Barkley was graded as a significantly better player than anyone else. Okay, so the 2018 draft class was just horrible. It really was. So Dave Gettleman did something right. Dave Gettleman was asked at his pre-draft conference whether taking a quarterback was his priority. The priority is to select the best players, he said. Last year, we cannot pass up on Saquon Barkley. He was the best player in the draft. You can't do that, which I agree. He was a very good quarterback. I mean, he was a really good running back because the rest of the running backs was ass. Sam Darnold, Josh Allen. I'm not Josh. Was it Josh Allen? No, Baker Mayfield, Josh Rosen. They were all trash. Well, or they all panned out to be trash, except for Baker Mayfield. He kind of rejuvenated his career a little bit. There was no question that drafting a player like Josh Allen would have a more immediate impact on the 2019 Giants as an addition to the team's pass rush than Jones, who starts sitting behind Eli Manning. As the Giants try to build a roster back while remaining competitive, it is a balance. It is a balance that Gettleman must consistently strike. All right, so we're gonna look back at this draft class of 2019. Okay, so we're gonna look at the 2019 draft class and see where the Giants could have picked better. Okay, so Kyler Murray was picked number one. Obviously, Nick Bosa went number two. Quentin Williams went number three to the Jets. San Francisco picked Nick Bosa. Kyler Murray obviously went to Arizona. Pharrell went to the Oakland Raiders. Devin White, linebacker, went to Tampa. Daniel Jones was picked number 6 to the New York Giants. Josh Allen, linebacker, went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. TJ Hawkinson went to the Detroit Lions. Ed Oliver went to the Bills. Devin Bush went to the Steelers. Uh, Jonah Williams went to the Cincinnati Bengals. Rashawn Gray went to Green Bay. Christian Wilkins went to Miami. Chris Lidstrom went to Atlanta. Dwayne Haskins, RIP, went to Washington. Brian Burns, who obviously we picked up like what 4 years later, went to Carolina. Uh, Dexter Lawrence was picked number 17th, defensive tackle out of Clemson. That's when we had that trade for Odell Beckham Jr. So that's why the Giants had 2 first-round picks. Minnesota got Garrett. Tennessee got Jeffrey. So it wasn't really the best loaded draft class, to be honest with you. I mean, how many quarterbacks went in the first round? 1, 2, 3. Drew Lock went. Obviously, speaking of Drew Lock, he went in the second round. That's a 4. So yeah, so that draft class wasn't really that great, but you telling me that that 2019 draft class, like we already knew Arizona was going to pick Kyler Murray. Now let's say hypothetically Arizona picked let's say hypothetically Arizona picked Daniel Jones, and then Kyler Murray slid all the way down to 6. Let's just say hypothetically. But the thing is, nobody was picking fucking nobody from Duke. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody was picking, or what if the Giants picked Dwayne Haskins? You know what I'm saying? So this draft class wasn't really loaded with quarterbacks, to be honest with you. I'm just talking about like in the first round. You had Josh Allen, but Josh Allen, linebacker Josh Allen, not quarterback Josh Allen. Um, I mean, the Giants could have picked T.J. Hawkinson, but he fell all the way down to 8. The Giants could have picked Devin White, very good linebacker from Tampa. Um, but you just never know, So the Giants really didn't have any options, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? If you look further down, um, Denver picked Drew Lock. You could have say we could have picked him. Developed under Eli. Who else? Willie Griever. Like really, who the hell is that? Um, Ryan Finland. No. Um, who was another quarterback? Uh, Jared Stedham? No. So I mean that the 2019 draft class was ass. It really was. Um, I mean, you could say Gardner Minshew, but I mean he fell all the way down to 6. So um, I mean, and in the 7th round, I mean there was really no quarterbacks, to be honest with you. Yeah, there really wasn't no quarterbacks in the seventh round. Everything was like running back, cornerback, tackle, linebacker, defensive end. Um, so yeah, so this, I mean, you can, I mean, I could bash Dave Gettleman all I want, but going back and seeing this draft class, it really wasn't eye popping. You know, I mean, there really wasn't nobody that was going to change this team. But like I said, hypothetically, what if Daniel Jones did go number one? What if Arizona said, you know what? I see something special in this kid, Daniel Jones from Duke. We're going to pick him. And then Kyler Murray slid all the way down to six. But that's just hypotheticals. So, yes, Daniel Jones, um, he is our quarterback for the time being. Um, whether he balls out, whether he goes out there and plays average, to me, he's not the answer. You know, so I'm looking at him right now. I mean, they're already calling him Danny Dimes and Vanilla Vic because of his running ability. I mean, he's not blazing fast. He's just very, mobile. He can move very well. He's 6'5", 230. He played 60 games. Um, he's thrown for 62 touchdowns, 40 interceptions. He has a quarterback rating of 90.5. Um, let me see. So we're going to look at his career and see. Um, really, now it's saying that I can't. What is this? Splits. I mean, I just think that he's not the answer. You know, I mean, we could have gone for a tackle, keep Eli Manning for another year, and then the 2020 draft class was going to be even better, depending on where we finished. Okay. So looking at Daniel Jones versus each team, um, let me see. Let me go to login games. So yeah, so we don't know where we would pick in the 2020 draft class. So um, you know, it depends on where we finished in 2020. Because I believe 2020, let me see, hold on. 2020, I believe we've had the worst record, to be honest with you. Um, Hold on, let me see who's in that 2000 and because I don't hate the dude, I really don't. But when you're when you're in that position, that nobody wants to be, it sucks. It really does. Um, you know, I mean, a lot of people could say, well, you know, we could have done better. We could have picked better. Like if you go back and look at that 2019 draft class, there wasn't really no eye popper. There wasn't really nobody that the Giants could say, "Yeah, okay, we could utilize him right away." They was looking for a quarterback, and Dave Gettleman said, "You know what? We got our guy in Daniel Jones. It could have been Kyler Murray, could have been Dwayne Haskins, but he chose Daniel Jones." So, looking at the 2020 draft class, the New York Giants fell all the way down to 4. Joe Burrow was the number 1 pick. Chase Young, Detroit, and then obviously the New York Giants picked Thomas. Now, the New York Giants could have picked Tua Tagovailoa from the Alabama, because obviously Miami was picking number 5. So we could have obviously picked Tua number 4. With the 4th pick, we could have picked Tua, but we picked Andrew Thomas, which is not really a bad pick. And then also we passed up on freaking Justin Herbert. So we passed up on two good running no, we passed up on two good quarterbacks to get a offensive tackle, which again wasn't really a bad pick. It really wasn't. Like another hypothetical, let's say Joe Burrow did fall down to number 4. Let's say Cincinnati drafted Tua and Joe Burrow fell all the way down to number 4. And then Thomas fell all the way down to number 9. So that means that Jacksonville Jaguars would have selected Thomas instead of selecting CJ Henderson. So how many quarterbacks went in the first round? You got Joe Burrow 1, Tua 2, Justin 3, Jordan Love fell all the way down to 26, and then that's it. You know, um, and then obviously the Giants could have picked CB Lamb. Like CB Lamb, CD Lamb fell all the way down to 17. 17. So the Giants could have. Oh my God, the Giants, boy. I mean, could have picked Jerry Judy, who was a pretty good receiver. CB Lamb. Brandon Ayuk fell all the way down to 25. I mean, Jesus Christ. But again, another hypothetical. It is what it is, you know. So yes, the Giants did fumble the bag. You know, looking back at the 2019, looking back at the 2020, the Giants could have picked so much better. You know, I mean, they could have picked a tackle in the later rounds, but to pass up on two good quarterbacks just to pick a tackle in the first round. Now, obviously, Andrew Thomas did pan out. He had a slow start his rookie year, but he bounced back, and now he's probably one of our best left tackles. Okay, there's still question marks of Tua, still question marks Joe Burrow, still question marks on Justin Herbert. So maybe we did dodge a bullet there, but again, we was trying to look for our replacement for Eli Manning. So I just think let's go back even further. Okay, Let's look at that 2021 draft class and see where uh, we was, and see where we could have made some good. I mean, I don't know how the hell Aaron Rodgers won MVP. That's crazy. I think he was still on the Packers that year. I think that was his last year with the Packers, and then Jamar Chase won Rookie of the Year, um, because obviously the so the Giants didn't pick all the way to 20, and we picked Kadarius Tony. So yeah, the Giants was in no position to pick anybody, to be honest with you, because they fell. He fell all the way down. I mean, look at the guys who was named, who was picked after Kadarius Tony or before Kadarius Tony. You had Davis, you had Phillips, you had Alex, you had Collins, you had Mack, you had Tucker, you had Slater, you had Michael Parsons, you had Fields, you Devontae Smith, Patrick Surtain, you had Joyce, you had Pennell, you had J, Jalen Waddle, you had Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence. But we picked Kadarius Tony out of Florida. Another bad pick by Dave Gettleman. So we went 3 straight years with bad picks. Let's look at the 2020 draft class. It was just bad pick after bad pick after bad pick. It was just, I mean, if you could say Daniel Jones, if you could say Saquon Barkley wasn't a bad pick, I would say Saquon Barkley was the safe pick. I wouldn't say it was a bad pick per se, even though he didn't really pan out here, obviously. But a running back can only do so much. Um, you don't build around a running back; you build around a quarterback. Um, so the Giants obviously was picked number fifth, um, and then obviously Jacksonville had back-to-back number one picks, which was crazy. And they picked defensive end Trayvon Walker out of Georgia. Dude, Georgia be Georgia be producing so much good talent. Shit is crazy. And then Aiden Hutchinson, Derek Singletary, Derek's. Wait. Isn't that the same day? Isn't that the same Derek Stingley who picked up Daniel Jones? Wow, I did not know that he was picked number three. He's still on the team. Wow. And then you had Sauce Gardner, and then you had Kayvon Thibodeau, and then you had Aik, and you had Evan Neal. So the Giants had number four. No, the Giants had number five and number seven. Like, how the hell you mess up two draft picks? Now we already. I mean, for me, I mean, Oregon doesn't really produce talent like that. If you go back and look at the history of Oregon players, they never amount to the NFL. I don't know why. Like Marcus Mariota was supposed to be this, next, you know, Drew Brees, but obviously he turned out to be a whiff. Evan Neal. I mean, he was ranked on everybody's board number one, so I guess they tricked him. Um, like the Giants could have drafted Drake London out of USC, the same USC Steve Smith came out of, right? Number 12, Steve Smith. So it could have been Kayvon Thibodeau and Drake London to pair up with the quarterback that we had already. So the Giants just been whiffing on picks. So from 2019 through 2023, 24, we in now, the Giants have the Giants have whiffed on quarterbacks. They have missed on quarterbacks. Um, I mean, this year was their probably best chance to land a quarterback. They obviously didn't want to. I mean, they offered teams. They offered the Patriots and the Washington Commanders, but they wasn't budging. They was not gonna sell their picks to go. Like no, it was not gonna happen. So the Giants had to stay put and pick who they had to pick, which was another LSU receiver, which which the Giants are addicted to LSU receivers like they're on crack, which is odd because the last LSU receiver that came here didn't do crap. He was just causing a lot of chaos. At first, he was quiet. You know what I'm saying? He was more of a, flashy, look at me type of dude. And that's all LSU receivers. You know, I think the only LSU receiver that we had that wasn't really him, that really wasn't all about himself was Ruben Randall. He just didn't he just didn't blossom here for some odd reason. He shows flashes, but he just didn't pan out here. So he obviously went to Philly. Like it seems like every ex New York Giant fan is going to Philly. Steve Smith went to Philly. Barkley, Randall. Like I guess they wanted to stay there. I guess they wanted to stay in the division. So I'm not really mad at them. Like I don't think they wanted to go outside of their division. Um, so I'm not really mad at them. Like you're a free agent. You know what I'm saying? Like the team didn't want you. You could go wherever you want. Go to a team where they're going to pay you. And that's what happened to Saquon Barkley. Like Giants fans can say, "Oh, well, we offered him." Yeah, but you didn't offer him Christian McCaffrey money. You didn't offer him big contract money. You offered him pennies. You know what I'm saying? Like he worked his butt off. He came from injury, and he had a decent year. I think he finished with 926 yards. Oh no, 926 yards for I think what 9 touchdowns, 10 touchdowns. So he was pretty productive, but y'all chose to pay Daniel Jones. So now y'all handcuffed to him. And then the Giants the Giants have the most delusional meatheads out there. Like the only person I'll give credit to when it comes to New York Giants content creator is sports entertainer. I think I think he doesn't push the boundaries because he knows how bad we are. But you can't tell that to Fitz Vegas. Um you can't tell that to Ron Effect. You can't tell that to Pat Sports Talking. You know what I'm saying? You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't tell that to Cop Pizzle. You can't tell that to any of these content creators because they all the fucking same. You know, they all the same. They wishful thinking. They're more optimistic than they are pessimistic. Which again, it's a free country. You could be optimistic, but going to the Super Bowl, winning 11 games, like the Giants are posed to the Giants are in position to land the third pick or the fourth pick in next year's draft. Because every site I went to, every draft site I went to, had the Giants either fourth, third, or second. So that means that the Giants are probably going to have the worst record in the NFL. But you can't tell that to Giants fans. I've been saying that for years. Daniel Jones is not the answer. And to be honest with you, it's like they keep on holding on to that one playoff win. Like, dude, give it up. You know, it's a one playoff win. You know, I mean, the next quarterback that comes in here might probably win you three, back to back playoff wins. You know, I just think that the New York Giants, when they were in that position to draft Daniel Jones, they did look at the full picture. You know, like there was a lot of great players before and after Daniel Jones. In the middle, I mean, you could have gone with a very good tight end in C.J. Hawkinson. I think you already had Evan Ingram, so you could still have two good tight ends. You could have had Ingram, you could have had C.J. Hawkinson. You know, do what the Patriots like to do. You know what I'm saying? Two tight end set. You know, which the Giants always use a two tight end set when they had Jeremy Shockey and Kevin Boss. Um, but Kevin Boss, no, Jeremy Shockey was getting all the reps though. You know, that's the thing. So when he obviously, went to, Saints, that's when the door opened for Kevin Boss. Um, but I don't dislike Daniel Jones. I really don't. I just think that he's a bad fit here. I think Dave Gettleman panicked and he drafted, he drafted a player that nobody really knew about. You know, like you draft Duke players in the sixth, seventh, fifth round. You don't draft Duke players in the first round. You know, so now we're gonna have to play musical chairs and find our quarterback because Lord knows if we do not find our next quarterback in these next 5 years, we're going to suffer the same fate as the Jets, the Browns, all these dysfunctional teams that can't find their quarterback, the Saints, you know, and the teams that did find their quarterback, like the Chiefs and the Ravens and, you know, the 49ers, they're good. They could just build around their quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But, it is what it is. Um, that's the price you pay for putting your eggs in one basket. Now, the money that we did not give Saquon Barkley, we used that to buffer up the offensive line, which I said that for years. We should have rebuilt through the draft. There's no point of giving a lot of these money, a lot of these bread, a lot. I mean, there's no point of giving so much money to these free agency and then they come in here and don't pan out. You know, I mean, the same crap happened to what's his face, um, the offensive lineman that protected Tom Brady for all those years. Not Matt Light. Um, oh, what's his name? Hold on. I'm having a brain freeze right now. Um, oh, I think I hold on. Nate. Okay, Nate Soldier. There you go. Worse. Like, hold on. Nate Soldier's salary. Nate Soldier signed a 4-year deal, $62 million contract with the New York Giants, including 16 million signing bonus, 34 million guaranteed, and a average annual salary of 15 million. So we gave this guy a 4-year deal. We gave this guy a 4-year, $62 million contract. We gave Nate Soldier, you know, we gave Nate Soldier, a guy who protected Eli Manning, no, a guy who protected Tom Brady for years. We thought, okay, he protected Tom Brady. He could come right away and do the same thing for Eli. Hell no. Like, not only did we overpay for him, he didn't even produce. So that's why I say, like, you're bringing all these offensive linemen here and they don't pan out. Like, some of them might, I think probably 2 or 3 might, and the rest, they may not, because different teams do, like, the protection scheme is different from team to team, you know? Like, Ryan, who, Luminar, right? And John Runyon, they might do things differently in their other team than they would do here. So you like you're basically putting all these offensive linemen in the glass jar and expecting them not to break the jar, you know? Like, we don't know if our offensive lineman is great. Like I said this like 2 years ago when the Giants had their first Hall of Fame preseason against the Bills. And I haven't watched a preseason game since Hakeem Nicks was a rookie. You know, I think the last preseason game I watched was Victor Cruz when he went off against the Jets. That's the last time I watched preseason. I'm not a preseason type of guy. Never was. You know what I'm saying? Um, so you know, I mean, I hear everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't really comment about it. Like, Daniel Jones had a blistering or awful preseason against the Texans. Okay, look, it's better for him to air all that out than for him to do it in a real game, you know? Because if he would have done that against the Vikings, oh, Lord, the media would have had his ass. The media would have had his behind. Not only that, but the fans would just boo the hell out of him, you know? But since it's preseason, he's coming back from injury, like, he's getting the rest off, you know? Um, but again, you know, I just think that Dave Gettleman set this team back. I mean, I think we could have ride for Manning another year, probably be in the same position that we were in that 2021 draft class, sitting at number 4, picking our quarterback, and we could have been good. But no, when shit hits the fan, shit hits the fan. So I will be doing my New York Giants schedule reaction video Monday. Uh, well, I could do it today, but I think I'll probably wait Monday. Um, I'll probably wait Monday to do it, um, so I could get that out, and I guess I can enjoy the New York Giants collapse. Um, so yeah. Um, Sucks. So anyways, thank y'all. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Oh, and by the way, Saquon Barkley suffered a gruesome injury. Hopefully he's okay. For the Giants fans that's wishing harm upon him, look, again, it's not his fault. You know, I mean, yes, again, the Giants did offer him money, but it wasn't max money. Maybe if the Giants did pay him, he would have probably balled out. It, like, did it really matter? Like I always say this, like Daniel Jones, all Daniel Jones needed is a consistent running game. When he had Saquon Barkley, he had somewhat of a security blanket. He had somewhat of a security blanket in Saquon Barkley. He felt comfortable around Saquon Barkley. Devin Singletary doesn't bring that. Yeah, David Singletary is a hard runner. He'll run through the defense and he'll give what the defense takes him, or he'll take what the defense gives him. But he's not like when you have to go through another running back like you do with Saquon Barkley, everything changes because you don't know what he likes, he don't know what you like. And I don't think Devin Singletary has been with Daniel Jones, working with Daniel Jones in training camp. He's probably working with the number twos rather than the number ones. So, it's just a lot of rust, you know, a lot of rust, a lot of inconsistency. So, but with Daniel Jones know what no, Daniel Jones know what Saquon Barkley likes to do. But Barkley knows what Jones like to do, so they could read each other's mind. I think with Devin Singletary and Jones is like it's kind of like a disconnect. Like they're still trying to you know know each other. Because the running back's job is not to only run the ball, but it's to catch the ball out of the backfield, pass protection, which I think the only the only positive that Devin Singletary can bring to this team is he's a very great run blocker. No, he's a very good pass protector. Something that Saquon Barkley always had to work on. You know, that I'll just leave it at that. Like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, take care of yourself and each other.